Ready, books. All right, y'all, back with another banger of a chapter 1492, titled Miscalculation. Woo-wee! Let me tell you, I'll be dropping the keys to victory soon, but they tease us along. They tease us along for long enough. The fight's about to happen, okay? The fight's about to happen. I'm thinking next match we hear the first bell. Our next chapter we hear the first bell. Let's jump right into it. Again, like always, we picked up just where we left off. It's Sendo's teacher. I don't know her name. Please put it in the comments. Telling him, we're at the hospital. He's talking to his grandma. He's like, hey. She's like, hey, you have an important match tomorrow. Tonight, stay home and prepare yourself. I'm sure your grandmother would say the same. Author note said, Ricardo versus Sendo, the eve before the world title match. With Ippo as his final tune-up, Sendo has sworn to his bedridden grandma that he'd win. On the other hand, what is Ricardo's camp up to? Sendo says, but... And the teacher says, leave her to me. You focus on your match. Is this opponent really someone you can afford not to give your all to? Sendo stops and thinks. Says, alright, thanks. Teacher says, it's fine, as he leaves the room. Which, shout out to her. I know he has a lot on his mind, but he has to be focused. This is Ricardo. Not only is Ricardo no slouch, he is the main antagonist of the story. Unbeaten. Unbeaten in 70 plus matches. Alright? And over half his wins are by knockout. He's powerful. He's known to retire people. He's ended boxing careers. Sendo can't mess around this time. This is the hardest villain he's ever faced. This is his toughest challenge. This is his Hajime no Ippo. Da-da-da-da-da. As always, a big thank you to the people at H&I Scantrag and Good Sir Scanulations. While the Discord at TinyCCLMGS. Thank you to Ben Block, Papa J, and Potpourri. Mwah. Keep doing what you're doing. You see Sendo's teacher as he walks off, just staring at him. You see Sendo as he walks to the elevator. You see his hand. It's his grip. He thinks of his memory of his grandma. He's gripping her hand. He looks at his own before grabbing his own face. He's just thinking like, man, she's really sick. Like, this might be the last time I even get to hold her hand or touch her. Like, I gotta make this happen. And so much happening at once. So it's the last lie in his mind, you know. She's never far from his thoughts. He walks out, you see his silhouette. And we go to a luxury hotel. Someone says, how's your recovery? And he says, I've gained 3 kilos. Excellent. And it's Bill talking to Ricardo's team. I thought he came with less people, but it looks like more. This looks like, I'm going to call it the Sendo extermination team, because there's a lot of them. And they all have light colored shirts. I want to say they're all wearing green or something, or yellow. I can't see them all just wearing like white, but yeah. Bill goes on. As per usual, Ricardo will spend the night alone doing some reflection. Leave him be unless he calls for you. They all say, see, at once. Reminds me of the dude off of Hunter x Hunter. Like, Osu! Bill goes on. It's all worked out. Once the match starts, there's nothing we can do. All we can do is watch him like always, since the night skyline. And I want to say Jorge Nargos. I got that right. If I did not put it in the video, he speaks up. I wonder, they think. He says, Sendo is a dangerous boxer. As far as I know, he has the most destructive power in all of featherweight. The group continues talking. Hey now, you're saying more than Ricardo? And Nargo simply says yes. Remember, Nargo fought against Sendo. That's where he took that smash, almost knocked his head off. And he spars with Ricardo constantly. The group is quiet. And Bill says, Nargo has crossed fists with both of them. I believe he's right in this regard. The group says, so you're saying he can't afford to take even one punch? I guess now that you mention it, didn't Sendo get that down and Ricardo doing sparring? Says, no, it's just an accident. It's nothing worth worrying over. Bill says, it's not an accident. An incident. Whoo! We finally get confirmation. We've been waiting on this for I don't know how long, since before the Sendo versus Alfredo match. And in the newspaper, looked like Sendo actually fell on him and pushed him over. But now we finally get confirmation what really happened. So Bill goes on. And in fact, that's exactly why Ricardo picked Sendo as his opponent. Back then, Ricardo told me, I'm sure I dodged. Like I said, it was an accident. Then they must have tangled legs or tripped or something. And Bill goes on, except that after the fact, I learned Sendo broke his pinky bone. His pinky? Yeah, Bill says, it must have been an open-handed punch, and thus his glove was puffed out a bit more, and that means he grazed Ricardo's cheek just by a few millimeters. Everyone's speechless. Bill goes on, in the entire world, there's no other boxer as absurd as him. That gave Ricardo an extreme interest in him. So his destructive power is number one in the world, and also he's the hardest in the world to know what he's thinking. Margot says that wildness means he'll do whatever it takes to put his opponent down. His match before with Wooly was a countermeasure against such wildness. To face tomorrow, the champion will now compile all his experiences he's accumulated thus far. His simulations are complete. He's running through the match from beginning to end, all in his own mind. Then we get a view of Ricardo just sitting out on the skyline, seeing it. He's in a chair in his room by himself, lights off, just thinking. He slowly opens his eyes. He says, so such a thing exists. I can't see anything. Once the opening bell rings, I can't imagine what he'll do at all. This is a first time for me. Let me see him turn over his hand and stare at him. And he thinks, this man, he really is exciting, as he puts his hand on his chin. Listen, a lot of motif with hands in this. A lot of things going on with hands in this chapter. But yeah, Ricardo rolls his hand over, staring at it, and puts it on his chin, just anticipating the fight. He's looking forward to it. It's going to be something nice, something magical. Goes on. There's Sendo alone in his home. Says, hey, Tora, Grandma's hand is real small, huh? I could fit the whole thing in my fist. That's how small it was. And that hand was always pulling me along. With that hand, the hand that Grandma pulled me along. Tomorrow I'm using it to take the world. I ain't got no other choice. It's easy. I just gotta hit him. And we see Sendo with Toro on his stomach with his fist up, making a declaration of war. I just gotta hit him. Gotta get him one time, it's over with, alright? I'm dropping, stop. So Sendo's thinking, shows his store, shows Ricardo thinking, shows his luxury hotel. Then the sun comes up, shows a beautiful view of Osaka Tower and the cicadas going off. Then an announcer announces, as we see Osaka Hall, the last of the cicadas of the year have let out their cries, but the heat wave refuses to end. Today is the hottest day of the year, the final stop for all boxers, the champion called Omega. And that living legend has made his pilgrimage to the tiger's homeland. And that's where the chapter starts. Woo! I meant to say stop. Woo! Let me tell you. Three claps for George Morikawa. We're eating good, especially after that Fatal Fury weekend. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I knew it was definitely the standout of that weekend. Teofimo too, but I expect Teofimo to do good. But listen, this chapter is it. This is it. The next chapter, it will be the Gong beginning. They may be stretching for one more. At that, we're fighting. We're getting in there. Where do I start? Going back. First of all, thanks for the confirmation on finally what happened with Sendo and Ricardo. It was really a down. I don't remember the Pinky incident being brought up at all, but we'll see. So I remember him just being in the car and saying it feels like he's been stabbed by something sharp. But it might be something they threw in there just because, I do think this would have given it. I do think they were told us earlier would have given us away, and it may be an ass pull, but it works. So I forgive it. I forgive it. We finally have confirmation that Sendo is the strongest, which we already thought he was stronger than Ippo, but I think in the stats he actually is. It's just his technique is worse than Ippo's. But he defeated Ricardo the same way Ippo beat Miata in the second spar just by grazing him. So that's even crazier on his power level. So looking forward to seeing something like that, especially with the new smash blocking in a graze. That'd be crazy. And the fact that Ricardo was actually knocked down, that's good as well. Like he's definitely a human. He can be beaten. He can be defeated. So it's taken away from his mystique of being just the all-powerful person, giving us hope. I do believe George is going to snatch that hope from us. And speaking of snatch, I liked how the emphasis was on hands this match. From broken pinkies to his grandma's to Ricardo's. I believe his motif of taking your destiny in your own hands, taking control of your future and what you want to happen. Like you make it happen with your fist. Sendo's declaration, nothing short of spectacular. That's what I expect from Sendo. He is technically the main character. I don't know. Anyone in Ippo could be the main character, but right now he's feel like the main dog. We're looking forward to this. I think it's going to be his last match in more ways than one. I do think he retired from boxing after this match, and I don't think he's going to win against Ricardo. But I do think this match is going to be crazy, crazy gory. Up there with Saramura and Mishiba type of levels. The Osaka Tower shot and just announcing that the fight's about to happen was crazy. A wild place to end off at, but man, I'm looking forward to this. I'm jazzed for this, y'all. Drop a comment, tell me how I did in this video. Please take that like button and subscribe if you feel like it. I will begin posting again in the community page for the Super 6 tournament, get that going again. I just had to work out how I wanted to play the storyline going forward. But yeah, thank y'all again for the support. I really appreciate it. That's it. I'll get you on the next one.